A teenage girl vanished directly into the night sky, pulled upward by an invisible beam. If this classified 2004 dossier is accurate, our perception of global security is a lie. Tonight, we examine the official Nairobian records detailing a highly engineered betrayal. One wrong tactical move at the 2004 Geneva Treaty signing means two nations face ruin. But how exactly did an ordinary high school student trigger this international incident? Welcome to the Central Archive, where we decode classified espionage and covert operations. Press the like button and subscribe today to uncover more hidden international secrets. Today, we open the restricted 2004 file on Queen Tisara and the gravity weapon crisis. In October 2004, the Nairobian border dispute threatened to destroy the entire continent. A single directed energy strike lifted the monarch from her secured royal dining hall. Official security footage showed heavy dust particles floating against the laws of physics. The neighboring hostile nation of Kenya mobilized their military forces to the border. The mastermind sat at the very same dinner table, watching the entire abduction unfold. Will the intervention of 3 untrained teenagers stop an imminent regional destruction? Beverly Hills student Clover handed out political campaign flyers near the metal lockers. A mechanical floor plate opened, dropping the 3 girls directly into a long steel chute. They landed heavily inside the underground control room of the World Organization Center. Supervisor Jerry projected a digital tactical map of Northern Africa onto the main screen. He stated, unknown military operatives used a customized device to extract Queen Tisara. Jerry equipped the rapid response team with infrared glasses and electromagnetic bracelets. Moments later, a covert dropship deposited the 3 operatives onto a massive sand dune. Clover initiated a tactical social deal with a student named Arnold via a hidden radio. Must she sacrifice her personal freedom to secure the absolute safety of a foreign nation? The covert operatives approached a large stone palace heavily guarded by armed soldiers. Tisara and her sister Makita stood cautiously between tall marble columns in the hall. Sam collected gray residue from the bedroom floorboards and sealed it in a plastic vial. To protect the prime target, Clover wore the heavy gold dress and a jeweled headpiece. Clover shook hands with foreign diplomats while scanning the area for concealed weapons. Makita sat on a wooden chair, doubling over in pain and claiming severe physical illness. Advisor Akeem escorted the sick royal sibling to the isolated private sleeping quarters. The palace perimeter defense system registered a massive breach at the northern checkpoint. Would this extremely risky substitution tactic cost Clover her life before the summit? A loud mechanical buzzing noise echoed rapidly through the corridor outside the ballroom. Sam and Alex secured the physical perimeter, while the real target hid behind a heavy desk. A high-pitched system alarm indicated a blown fuse inside the secondary power generator. Akeem sprinted down the hallway, shouting loudly that Makita was missing from her bedroom. Jerry transmitted the chemical dust analysis results directly to the mobile tracking unit. The gray residue contained magnetic compounds found exclusively on specific meteorites. Sam matched the location coordinates to a massive impact crater in the barren wasteland. The covert team boarded a tunneling transport vehicle and drove into the dark desert. Could they locate the missing hostage before the kidnappers activated the gravity weapon? The vehicle tires kicked up thick dirt as they reached the edge of the large meteorite crater. Alex activated her infrared sunglasses, scanning the dark, jagged rocks for heat signatures. A massive desert lion jumped directly onto the heavy steel hood of their transport machine. Alex steered the steering wheel sharply, forcing the armored vehicle into a deep mud pit. The wild animal retreated into the shadows, leaving the operatives covered in wet earth. They walked on foot toward a dark cavern entrance naturally carved into the rocky terrain. Inside the cold cave, a large wooden crate hovered 5 feet above the rocky dirt ground. A visible blue energy field suspended the heavy wooden box in the center of the dark room. Clover pushed the wooden lid open and climbed out of the floating confinement structure. Makita quickly emerged from a second hovering crate located right next to the first one. Sam ran forward to pull them out of the dangerous electromagnetic suspension trap zone. A heavy iron gate slammed shut, locking the entire tactical team inside the underground trap. Makita stepped out of the glowing blue energy field and landed safely on the stone floor. She turned toward her confused, captured sister and revealed the truth behind the abduction. Makita independently organized the entire kidnapping operation to secure absolute political power. She intentionally framed the Kenyan government to trigger a devastating international war. The royal mastermind smirked, leaving her own family member trapped inside the dark cave. The mechanical timer on the steel wall console began counting down from 3 short minutes. The trapped civilian operatives could not reach the floor to disable the locking mechanism. Will they find a way to escape this floating prison before the massive explosives detonate? Makita stood safely behind the steel control console and explained her financial objective. Ending the armed regional conflict would terminate her illegal weapons manufacturing business. She planned to sell advanced hovering rifles to the Kenyopian military general immediately. Makita exited the underground cavern, leaving the explosive timer ticking down to absolute zero. Alex urgently instructed the team to activate their high-sensitivity electromagnetic devices. The strong magnetic pulse from their wristbands disrupted the blue light suspension field. Normal gravity returned instantly, sending the girls crashing hard onto the solid dirt floor. They sprinted toward the narrow exit crack as the cave collapsed in a massive blast of fire. Can they reach the secret industrial complex before the traitor delivers the advanced weapons? The transport vehicle smashed through the front steel gates of the hidden mountain complex. Mechanical conveyor belts transported hundreds of metal rifles across the massive facility. Armed security guards fired energy blasts as the three girls climbed the iron staircases. Alex violently kicked a hostile guard backward, sending him into a pool of industrial coolant. Sam smashed the main control panel with a heavy steel wrench, triggering loud alarm sirens. Clover aggressively tackled the mastermind to the steel grating before she transferred cargo. Makita pulled out a small mechanical box with a red lever, threatening a massive seismic blast. Alex completely crushed the device under her combat boot, forcing the armed guards to surrender. Local law enforcement breached the doors, but will Makita face the ultimate legal penalty? A military stealth helicopter transported the successful operatives back to their high school. The busy school courtyard echoed with the loud brass instruments of the local marching band. The school principal stood on a wooden stage and announced Clover as the election winner. She accepted a cheap plastic tiara while honoring the tactical agreement with Student Arnold. The highly secret mission preserved thousands of lives and prevented an international war. Achieving the highest organizational rank required a personal sacrifice that altered her life. The civilian crowd cheered loudly, but her facial expression remained completely blank. She wore the desired jewelry but held the hand of someone she never wanted to acknowledge. If you had to trade your personal freedom for global safety, would you actually accept it?